Hey, let's tell them about another old mill we know about.
You mean not the one where we live?
No, one in Michigan.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a good idea.
Hello there, parapeeps, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels. I am your host, Sean Donnelly.
I'm your co-host, Marianne Donnelly.
That's right. Today we are here in Dundee, Michigan, and we are going to take you inside and do a little tour here of the Old Mill Museum.
That's right.
Ooh. And while we do that, we're going to tell you a little bit of the history about this place, and then we're going to come back at the end and tell you some of the ghost stories and why we think this place is haunted. So stay tuned. Watch this. We'll be right back.
The Old Mill Museum in Dundee, Michigan was built on a site that was inhabited by the Potawatomi Indians. This building was first constructed in 1827 as a sawmill along the River Raisin in an area of Dundee that was convenient for trade routes and commerce, allowing Dundee by 1832 to be called the hub of the highways. In 1848, the building began its renovation into a grist mill, being completed in 1849. At that time, the building became a three-story Greek Revival-style structure, the kind that we still see standing today. The grist mill operated under several owners, all of which were working with grinding buckwheat, flour, and feed for the surrounding farmers until 1910, when it was sold to the Dundee Hydraulic Power Company, which would supply water-powered electricity to the village of Dundee. The old mill building was abandoned, though, in 1924 when Detroit Edison acquired the rights to provide power to the village. It remained in such a state until 1931, when the village council ordered it to be torn down. They discovered, however, that it had been bought by someone very special that you all probably know, and that is Henry Ford. Henry Ford refurbished the building between 1935 and 1936, quarrying and using limestone from the bed of the River Raisin to add an addition, as well as using hand-hewn timber from the adjacent land for its foundation. A turbine generator and steam generator were added with foundry and steam boilers to turn the building into a plant that produced welding tips for Ford's main factories. In 1954, the plant was sold to the Wolverine Manufacturing Company, who converted it into a paper mill. They produced gasket materials for the auto industry until 1970. The Wolverine Manufacturing Company added a banquet hall and the Booth Conference Room to the building during their ownership. However, in December of 1970, they sold the old mill and 13.82 acres of land back to the village of Dundee for just $1. In 1979, the building was used as an ambulance center, a youth center, and a senior center. But in 1981, a group of community volunteers, which called themselves the Old Mill Restoration Committee, took on the challenge of restoring the building and turning it into a museum, as they were planning once again to tear it down. Much of the building has been renovated and restored, but the original frame, including a 10-inch by 10-inch walnut oak main beam set, are the originals, and the museum is filled with antiques that are donated from people of Dundee and also surrounding areas. It was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1990. At this time, I guess I'll turn it over to Boris and see if he has any interesting paranormal information to share. Boris?
Well, yes, but before I get started, let me make a few adjustments to this video. Okay, that is much better. Here we go. There have been many paranormal investigations conducted here at the old mill over the years. And this is where we should review some of the documented paranormal claims. The first one is quite interesting, in that when a paranormal team was investigating, they continued to have battery drainage on their cameras and recorders throughout the evening. Is it possible that the spirits at the meal have learned how to use this energy to their advantage? Many of the other investigators experienced strange feelings and personal experiences on the 3rd floor of the building, some of which were so bad that they had to leave the area. When a different team went up on that floor, they had the same type of strange feelings in the same areas. In the ballroom area, video cameras recorded strange flashes of light on the DVR camera when nobody was in the room. And after trying to debunk the phenomenon, the team was not able to find a source of the light. They also experienced strange spikes on their EMF meters, and other team members reported having their hair touched as well. Heavy breathing was captured several times during the recordings when nobody was in the room, and areas on the 2nd and 3rd floor were having temperature and movement recordings, but they weren't inhabited by the living at the time. Although there have been no reported deaths here at the mill, there is definitely some unexplained paranormal phenomena occurring. Now back to Sean and Marianne in the studio. Well, thank you there, Boris, for that update on paranormal activity there at the old mill.
It's nice having
well,
a
we
little
had
fun
to bring
with
him
Boris.
out of vacation, wake him up, and got to work for a living. So, anyways, the old mill had a great time up there, up in Dundee, Michigan.
That's right.
And so this is the part of the video where we tell about our personal experiences and why we believe the place is haunted. So why don't you go ahead and go first? Tell us about your personal experiences. What did you like about the place?
I liked that they had...
not like about the place. I'm just jumping ahead. That you did like the place. Did you like the place?
I liked the place. Yeah, okay. I like that they had some of those, facades inside of looking like it's an outside of a building. I like it when buildings do that inside. So they had like the wall and the roof come down and the little windows, but in the windows is where they had like display cases and things. I like it when places do that. It's kind of cool. I once went to a nursing home Christmas caroling, and they did that inside. I thought it was really cool. Every room had its own house number and its little siding and everything. I actually told my mom that that's the place I picked out to put her. Yeah. She appreciated that a lot.
Do you have her reservation already?
No.
And I'm only saying that because I know she's watching.
I just like that kind of stuff.
I'm just joking. It's a joke.
I just like it when they do that kind of stuff. So that was cool. That was downstairs. And then upstairs, I absolutely adored, hey, there's a corner that has all kinds of tombstones. So that was really cool. And I'd like to spend some more time up there. And they're all crushed in this little corner, but I'd like to spend some time, see who's they actually are, why they're there, that kind of thing. So I really liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was kind of like a quick little check it out type trip, and
Right.
It wasn't far from where we were staying, so we thought we'd run up there, check it out, and when we got there was like hardly anybody there.
We were the only ones there at the very beginning. And so we had the docent pretty much all to ourselves, and she was telling us some of the history and everything. And then we just kind of started going around looking at things. They were still turning the lights on and everything because we got there right at the beginning when they were opening.
Yeah. Note to future self. Sunday when they first opened. Hardly anybody there.
True. And then, we got to go on all the floors. And by the time we were leaving, there were other people coming in.
And by the way, admission was free.
That's right. Free admission.
Free admission. We did buy some stuff. We got a couple books.
Yeah, we got the history of the area.
Yeah, we got that one, and we got this one, and I got a T-shirt. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we did help out and contribute, and
of course, we always have. There's always a gift shop.
Yeah, it's always a gift shop.
Yeah. What about you?
I like the boiler. The boiler was cool.
Of course, you like
the
Henry
boiler. Ford boiler, and the Edison wax phonograph. That thing that you want. We did the video on it where they demonstrated it up in the Henry Ford
I want one.
Museum. Yeah. Well, maybe someday.
Someday.
Didn't really get a chance to do much paranormal, but as we were leaving, because some of these places you're kind of like, do we talk about it? Do we not talk about it? Whatever. But as we were leaving, we mentioned to
the
docent, which I think she might have been the head lady.
I think she was too.
Like the head of the whole thing. We brought up about the paranormal because I bought a paranormal T-shirt, and they had a display about they do a Pear Fest there and ghost that you could rent it for ghost hunting and that kind of thing. And she was all over it. She took us, here, come back here, and this is where they saw this and this kind of thing. It took us back into the big banquet wing. Here's where we set up the Pear Fest and all kinds of stuff. So they were into it. So I told her we were going to be doing a video. So I'll have to send them a link to this. Yeah. And so we didn't really get to experience anything paranormal. We didn't have recorders or anything. It was like a quick in out type thing. Would like to go back and rent it for a private investigation. It would be awesome.
Yeah, especially with as many antiques and just historical things that they have in there. There's so many possibilities.
Which leads to the next section. Why do you think this is haunted? I think number one, it's by the river with the moving water. We say that all the time, but that's energy right there. That if there is something there, we can use that to manifest. But number two, all those antiques in there. There has to be something or multiple things.
Right. And the tombstones.
Yeah. Well, there is no recorded deaths in that building. But there is on the property around there, and it was a working factory a couple times. So I say recorded, industrial accidents happened.
Are you saying that Mr. Ford may have swept something under the rug?
Or down the river.
Oh my, we're horrible.
Yeah. So there's, good possibility. And there's been investigations there where they've found stuff. So. All right. Anything else you would like to add to this?
No, I think
a little
that's
different format for this
good.
video. We kind of crammed everything all into one, but hope you enjoyed the premiere. Thank you for stopping by, and if you're catching it on the replay, thank you.
All right.
Hey, until next time.
Thanks for watching.
And happy hunting.
Let us know if you like this video by hitting that thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see more videos from us in the future, support our channel by hitting that subscribe button and dinging that bell so you get notified the next time there's a video from Panic D Videos.
Thanks for watching.
Happy hunting!